To me, the Gulf Coast Prairie Landscape Conservation Cooperative is probably one of the most important linchpins in our North American continent, in that it links the western with the eastern U.S. It's in a huge gradient of change from 70 inches of rainfall to the southeast to less than 20 inches of rainfall to the northwest. It's the heart of a tremendous population growth from Mexico through the I-35 corridor to those areas in Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio. Those areas have seen a tremendous growth in population, and that growth, that urbanization, has changed the landscape significantly, and it offers us an opportunity, a challenge in conservation that we've never had before. And the role of the Conservation Cooperative is to bridge and bring value to conservation in ways we've never had before. And to me, that is truly our mission, and our vision is to bring value to conservation for the future generations that we've never been able to engage in our traditional agency roles and organizational roles. The value of the landscape conservation cooperatives in general is building relationships and bridging those gaps with agencies and organizations. The value is also, in the Gulf Coast Prairie LCC, for instance, the value is engaging people on the coast with people inland, the terrestrial areas, people in Mexico to Oklahoma. How do we bring those people together in a conservation focus? Those are real challenges, and I think those are the things that we can bring that maybe we haven't been able to do well in conservation in the past. We know that urbanization, massive amounts of concrete have changed the drainage, the infiltration of water into our groundwater systems. They've not only created issues with contamination, but they've changed the flow rates. We know that climate shifts, patterns of extreme events have altered that impact of the normal flow in our river and creeks, our drainage systems, which ultimately ends up in the Gulf of Mexico, which is our primary area of interest for Texas and Louisiana and the Gulf Coast of the United States. A huge opportunity to improve our ability to effectively sustain those qualities for future generations. The Gulf Coast Prairie LCC network is a collaboration that helps us deal with those stresses and threats on our landscape that most agencies do not get to handle individually. What I see as a real value is the fact that we span multiple states. We don't worry about jurisdictional boundaries. Our partnership is looking at the landscape as a whole. Wildlife and fisheries, all of our wild animals and fish, the air, the grasses and the prairies that we deal with, they don't care whether they're in Texas or Oklahoma. They know they need it all. And those are the types of things that help a large landscape cooperative function in a new arena without being boxed into our agency jurisdictions or our organizational boundaries. And I think that's important, that we're looking beyond the box for the first time ever in the conservation history of North America. As a coordinator of the Gulf Coast Prairie LCC, I see my role as the primary person that helps build relationships among partners. Our partnership is very important. We have to be able to dialogue, to communicate, to clearly articulate, what are the concerns, what are the issues that your particular agency needs some support with. How can we add value to your conservation mission? To me, as coordinator, I look at myself not as the leader, but how can I bring this together? Packaging, I described this one time to somebody. I feel like Elmer's glue, that I'm bringing all this mosaic together. But when it's done, it's the partnership. It's not me. The Elmer's glue becomes completely invisible, but you have this collective partnership that's strong and is bonded and works well together. And that's how I see the LCC Cooperative. It's a partnership that's cohesive, that has built a good relationship among its partners, and that we share conservation interest so we can tackle some of these huge issues of our future in North America.